Wouldn't it be funny if it was a VPN ad, but you got but no, you got ads for food and investing. That would have been funny. That would have been a perfect time for that too. Ched, hello. How are you doing today? Grab you a beer from the fridge. I don't have any beer in my fridge. I have a fridge down here, like a little mini fridge, and then a fridge upstairs, and that's it. Like no beer whatsoever. So sorry. Jack Casimiro, hello. How are you doing today? You want to become a backend developer. Do you think you need to know HTML and CSS you don't really like? Oh, you don't really like CSS? Only a little bit of it. Ched, I happen to know you know a lot of it. So it's a complicated answer for if you need to know HTML and CSS. Okay, backend developer. Okay, so you want to become a backend developer, and it's a lot less complicated now. Yeah, I would say you don't need to learn it right away, but try not to have too much of a negative perception to it, because right now with the job market being really weird, there's a much better chance that somebody is going to ask you, hey, can you do this thing on the front end with HTML and CSS? And there's also a really big push towards rendering HTML and CSS on the back end, which would then fall under, well, the back end's purview. So being willing to work with that would help a lot. So I think you don't need to start with it, but you might need to worry. You might need to learn it. Something like that. I think you told me you don't drink before. I think I keep on forgetting though. The Better Owen, hello. How are you doing today? And Chet, are you done? Are you done with all your meetings early? Usually have meetings like all up until like noon or something, right? All right, so we have you. Oh, nice. It is nice to be done with meetings early. It feels like we get a little bit of our day back. You got a meeting this after. Oh, they pulled a fast one on you. That sucks. Okay, so connecting to, okay, so basically with wget, we use the -o restup.sh option to save the output to a file, restup.sh. To execute file, we'll need to make it an executable, and so we did this here somewhere. Okay, so here's our wget. Saving to that. Nope. Where is it? Okay, so here's our wget. Why can't I find it? Where did I did my oh, because I did this all together. Oh, that's what the problem is. Wait, I did it again over here, didn't I? I went up too far. Here it is. Chmod rest up. Okay, so we do that. Oman had a full day of meetings today and had to reschedule one with legal to tomorrow. You're looking forward to being through them tomorrow. I would imagine. Meetings with legal are always, it's legal and accounting. Those are the two departments that I've never are any fun to have meetings with. Even if it's for things that like to help me with my job. They're not fun. Okay, so with W, we can use that. Okay, so we do that, and then finally, we can run the installer. So we can run this script, answer the questions to install Rust. So then that's this. Okay, so then we just do rest up, follow the things, and that just installs it. This is great, but okay, so Rust has been installed manually, but we still don't have rest up and sorry, Rust Analyzer. And we would can install that with another rest up command. So that's going to be what is it? Rest up. It's component. So rest up component. Oh, now we have actually rest up, don't we? Except we don't have it. Ooh, okay. Or HR, yeah. Although, to be honest, HR conversations, when it's like things to help me out in my job, that people in HR tend to like have more fun personalities. It's only when they become like, you know, against you that it becomes really painful to work with them. It's contract terms for a cloud escrow agreement, so necessary but not fun. Yeah. Yeah, those are necessary conversations. Every lawyer that I've talked to for like the company lawyer or something like that, they're brilliant, they're really smart, they're very dry to talk to. I've never really like had a conversation about like, okay, strategies for doing this where like, okay, let's like chat and joke and all that stuff. No, it's like it's almost like you're talking to someone where you realize that if they were on the other side of you and like you were having to defend yourselves against them, you'd be a very scary proposition. With finance, also very smart, very good at their jobs, very dry. Also like very to the business. Let's just talk about, we just want to get to the things done. This is business time. This is not fun time. Like with most work meetings that we do in software development, we mix like jokes and memes and other stuff along with what we're doing. It's a very different feeling the way our meetings work. Okay, so rest has been, so we can solve with another rest up command. We can solve it with another rest up command. We can solve it with another rest up command, but okay, so we with a rest up command. So with another rest up command. However, rest up rest and rest up aren't in our paths. We'll need to first. Okay, so we'll need to first add these to our path, and then we can install Rest Analyzer. Okay. So path, we're going to export path equals, we'll do this one first. So it's going to be home, cargo bin, and then the rest of path. So I now should be able to do rest up. Yes, I can now do rest up. I want to do rest up component install Rest Analyzer. Oh, it's not install. Is it add? Rest up component. Okay, so first of all, let's do this one. So then once we have that, we're gonna do a, I bet it's add. Yep, that's it. Okay. Great. We have Rust. So we have GCC. All right, did I do this in different sections? Oh, C compiler. All right. Turns out that APK has two C compilers. I'll use GCC here. Okay. Okay, so we'll do this one. Let's add this to our Docker file. Let's add this to our Docker file. All right, so we want just to add on here GCC, and that's it. That's all we did here, and we're fine. Everything's fine. Okay. Then next up, we have Rust and Rust Analyzer. Okay, so Rust. So, well, the APK has that. So then we go through, we download all those things. Rust Analyzer. Okay, so we get you. All right, so then we want to one command for Rust and Rust Analyzer. So one command to rule them all. We figured out how to install Rust and Rust Analyzer, but it's several steps and it involves interaction. Okay, so we can do this in 2 steps. Automate the Rust plus, or like install Rust and Analyzer at the same time, and then the same download Rust up and pass it to the like then execute it and run it. Everything all in one go. Okay, so 2 things to 5. So we're 5, H5 now. So one so Rust and Rust Analyzer. So let's quit the do I need to quit this? Maybe I don't. If I rerun the rust up command, I can do rust up -y -c rust analyzer all in one go. Okay, and that does the thing. So we don't have to quit. We can run the Rust. We can run the Rust installer and pass it some options to let's see. So we're going to pass it -y to auto press Y for the interactive question. We can also pass it -c Rust analyzer to auto install component. Okay, so much easier. And then the next one is going to be all in one go. So like download and run. I feel like in this specific lesson here, I'm trying to sneak in some Linux capabilities. I get like 1,000 notifications from GitHub now from like random little like runs. I need to figure out how to like turn those off because they keep on sending to me, even though I tell them to like unsubscribe, and I don't know why. Okay, so download and run. This is now going to be where we say, okay, this is the fun one, right? So we're going to run that same thing here. We're going to do our wget -o, and I want out. It was -out for out, I think, for like standard out. We download you. Oh, I need the actual thing. Hold on. Okay, so we're gonna do wget to standard out, rust-app.sh. Okay, so we're gonna grab you. Oh, so I don't need this to a file, so we just do that. We're gonna pipe this to bin ash, but we need to tell ash that to take this from standard in. Where does standard in come from? It is dev standard in. And then we just do the normal things, right? So then it's y -c. No, it's let's combine the wget and rust-app.sh commands together. Okay, so instead of wget -o rust-app.sh, we now have wget -o dash. The dash tells wget to save the contents to standard out. Standard out. Wait, is that standard out or standard in? Right? No. Yeah, standard out. contents to standard out instead of a normal file. After the wget command, we use a pipe ash dev standard in to auto execute the file that was downloaded with wget. All right, that should do it. We can now take what we've learned and add it to the Docker file. Now, over here, what have we learned? So we've got that. So we added the GCC previously. We have our volume code. These things we haven't done yet. This now gets put in here. So we run wget -o that to ash. Okay, so we do that. We add in our path. So path equals home. No, we don't. I have to do this as a user first, don't I? We'll do this as root to begin with because we are the root user to begin with. Actually, we do this as like this. Yeah, that should work. No, I want to. What was I doing with this now? Path, oh, right. Path, why are you like that? Oh, because this is how you do it in Docker. Oh, so then this will be fine too. We'll do it like that. That'll be okay. Env term. Okay, so I don't need to do that yet. We haven't copied that over yet. We have orkdir and we have this. Okay. So I should double check this to make sure this works. Okay, so we're going to do this as step 3. I am seeing that it's downloading the REST analyzer, so I know that's working. All right, so now we can just verify this with a rest up version, and we have the version. Okay, so let's see. Notice the our bracket home and we need to, this syntax is used in the Docker file to take the environment variable already present in the image and inserts it in the command. Okay, so we got that. Let's test the okay, so we did adding rest support is 3. Okay, so it's just the end to this. Yeah, okay, so this is fine. Let's test let's test this with a new build and run. We can use the command rest rest up version to make sure that rest is installed, and in what am I thinking of? That it's installed and not and in the path. And that's this right here. So we rebuild, we jump into it with the rest up, and we see that. Okay. And I think that was it, right? Wait a second, I wasn't in it. Okay, so we do this. Do our what's next. Okay, so we do our Docker run, step 3, step version all, is it cargo version? Oh, right, it did this stupid thing where it went to home. Okay, so I need to do, where is my home? /root. So do I have a home? Go home. Yeah, that should work. Why didn't that work? Yeah, whatever. The rest of it works. Okay, but whatever, we'll just do this here. So we're gonna go to /root syscargo bin. Okay, so that should be fine here. I'll do this step 3 again. And okay, now I see that. So perfect. So you are the only difference here. Oh, I apparently replaced the entire line. There it goes. Okay, so notice the path, the syntax is okay. Let's test this. So we do that. Then with another Docker run and the run thing. And there we go. Okay, excellent. Working. Things are going. Now, we have that set up. What's next? We have, okay, so the final thing would be the no cache here. We're gonna do that at the very end. We have a user that we want to set switch to. And we have the terminal to set the colors for. And then the configs to add in. So maybe next we'll have the terminal for the colors and then the config. Okay, so okay, so Helix is now supporting Rust, but doesn't look very good. Let's set the config. Let's set the config. For Helix. I'll be doing this in the Eneziki. Hello. How are you doing today? We're doing pretty good so far. We're just creating this this Docker course. And we're on a sort of like the project for the Docker course right now. Or at least as close as you can get for a project in a Docker course. Helix is now supporting Rust, but doesn't look very good. Let's set up the config for Helix. I'll be doing this. Okay, so this in the I have we have a Helix. Zilby, hello. He decided to join us. I left him. I tried to give him a little treat earlier, and he was very happy about it, and then he left anyways. But now he's back. Maybe he'll hang out more. That, by the way, is the treat that he's smelling. Of course, he decided to pick it up and take it away. He is down here, but he wanted to have it on the floor, so he's probably going to be moving around with it a lot. He did learn that he can eat these treats, so it's probably what he's going to do. It took him like a month, because I think we gave this to him for Christmas, the first one, and it took him like up until earlier this week to realize that he could actually eat the treat. even though we were trying to teach him that the entire time. Okay, Helix is now supporting Rust, but doesn't look very good. Let's set the config of Rust. We have a Helix config in the code repo. So we'll be let's copy that into a file, config.toml in our repo. Okay, so I guess like sample Helix config. Let's go find it. I want, so where are we? This is not the right one. I want to go into Dockerized Helix, config.toml. Just go straight to here. That, okay, so let's copy that into a file toml in our repo. But then I can just put that here too. So toml. Can you hear that? There's like every once in a little snap, crackle. That's Zilby crunching away. It's very dry. So we can't give him too many at a time because it dries him out. But he loves them. This is maybe it'll become like a treat that I can use for training for him. Okay, so we have you. You're in there now. This is great. All right, so we need to add this config into the configuration directory that Helix uses, which is home your user directory config Helix, like that. Oh, Zilby, you're back. You're done. Are you done? You wanna? Okay, so we need to add to we can. Okay, so we can do this with the. I think, what did we use? Add or copy? We did copy command. Copy command. Okay, so basically, to make color profiles work, so to make Helix support colors, we'll also need to change the change the term environment variable to xterm 256 color. All right, so this is what our Docker file now looks like. All right, so more things we've done here. So we're enabling view. So we have our term, xterm 256 color, and we've copied in this. So right now you're going into root. Okay, excellent. Just like five minutes with Zilby in here, and I already get hairs in my mouth from him. It is definitely starting to become shedding season. I need to start like spending every day combing him now. Usually it's every week. Okay, so okay. I guess we should test this. So let's, anytime I cook, I get a little special cat hair included. Yeah, that there's just no getting away from it, right? It doesn't matter what we do. And Zilby's a medium hair. I can't even imagine what it would be like with a long hair cat. And we only have one pet. I know some people that have many pets, like multiple cats, multiple dogs. It probably doesn't matter what. You're just gonna get hairs everywhere. You probably can't see, but like I'm covered in cat hair too. You got 2 long hair and 1 short. The 1 short probably feels like you don't have to do anything for them, right? Because the long hairs require so much maintenance. But the long hair is so beautiful to look at. Like Zilby's tail is the fluffiest cat tail we've ever had. And it is pretty fun to look at. Oh, we just had to shave 1 long hair due to some mats this week. Yeah. Luckily, we've never had that problem yet. Zilby's only a few years old though, so maybe hopefully we don't have to do that, but I could definitely see it happening. He would not be happy with that. Okay, so let's save this. Rebuild the, I guess I don't need the, let's save this. So let's rebuild the image and test out the config. Okay, and we'll make sure that colors are working. Okay, so in this case, all right, so we'll just do shell. All right, so we made this change, saved. All right, so Docker build. Oh, I'm still in the container. Docker build, we're on step 4 now. We're gonna do Docker run. Step 4. Now, I can do the same, and I don't need this entry point anymore. And what I can do is I want to just straight up open the config.toml file. Oh, step 4. Step 4, please. And that just opens up. I see it all in there, and we can go ahead and quit. Okay, let's see. do there. This one I did wrong. Okay, so it's you. Okay, so we do a darker run. To config. Let's see. We removed that. We're removing the entry point override for this test and adding in the config.toml. Another ad break is starting in 5 minutes. So heads up. And adding in the config.toml option so that we load straight into that file. We should be able to see different colors and the sort of like the dark theme, the dark blue theme, and the dark blue thing. And quit with :q. Okay. One last step. So let's see. Setting a user. So a non-root. Let's see. Running as not root. Screaming that. One last thing to do. Let's create a user. Claude, hello. How are you doing today? Which Helix am I Dockerizing? Helix Editor. So I don't think there is a Helix Editor. I don't think there's multiple Helix editors. I think there's only one Helix editor. Why? Mostly for a challenge. So this is a challenge that's going to be part of the course, right? I want to show off that you can use Docker as an executable, and then oh yeah, there's multiple Helix apps, but yeah, I think early on I said like we're doing this as the Helix editor itself. But yeah, I'm doing this to show off like, hey, you can Dockerize pretty much anything that's CLI based really easily. Oh, okay, nice. Oh, and you're still using it. Nice. I know that some people were playing around with it, but then didn't continue using it because there are some features that are missing that are really nice to have in NeoVim. Like the tree modes, that's really nice. I do miss that. I can't wait for plugins to be like a thing. You clicked with it better than NeoVim. Oh, that's really nice. I mean, it's nice to have something that clicks with us, right? Like if we're using something that we're sort of like all the time constantly fighting against, that's no good. Okay, one last thing to do. Let's create a user so that we can run Helix has not instead of the root user. Now, we already know how to create the user from before. So that's just going to be run user and switch over to the user. And that's it. That's all it is. So, okay, so let's add that in. I don't have to set the work dir. This should just work for us. And now we are this coder user. There is a couple updates to do. So wherever we have root in here, we're going to have to change this to be /home coder, but that's it. Oh, and I already did that. So, okay. Since Rust installs into the user's home directory, we're just using the add user -d option to not set a password. Don't forget to update the paths for the env and copy commands. Okay, ads just started. We'll be done in 3 minutes. Okay. I took a break last one, right? And Zilby came in and then left in the middle of that. So I don't have a reason to go and find him again. So I'll probably just work through this one. Don't forget to update the paths for the env and copy commands. Okay, we do that, which gives you that. And then I think we're done. So we're done. Let's do one final test. Make sure the ad was only like 15 seconds. Excellent. That's good to hear. 15 seconds to like then not have any pre-rolls for anybody else. I mean, it is me who's saying that and not having to watch the ad. So I guess that's sort of like me saying, I'm willing to trade your time like that, but that doesn't sound really good when I say that out loud, does it? So thank you for bearing with the ads. And ROCUD, you had no ads. Well, that's even better. Different people get different number of ads. It's sort of like some people in different regions get no ads whatsoever. Yeah, it's very weird the way that works. Either that means that I'm not popular enough for advertisement companies to bid on my stream, or Twitch is just screwed up. You're in a poorer region. I don't like. Do you think that would make it so that the advertisers are not willing to bid in your region because like, oh, nobody's gonna buy our stuff there anyways? I mean, that might be what it is, right? If somebody has a product that's only useful in America, let's say, you're only going to set that advertisement to run in America. Like, there's no reason to have it run in Europe or in Africa or in South America because your buyers aren't there. Why spend money on the advertisements? That's probably exactly what it is. There's probably no ads in your region. And then everybody else who gets like less, I wonder if it's just because there's fewer ads over there. I don't know. Okay, so we're done. Let's do one final test and make sure that everything is working as expected. Okay, so then we can do